Chapter 4. The Wailing Tower. I awake with a throbbing in my head, my skull pulsing with my heartbeat. I was in the dungeon. The cold air left a chill that burrowed into my bones, and the memories of the last few hours came rushing back. I was taken away from my brother's estate, and a rough hand struck me unconscious. Now, I am here, in the Wailing Tower, held prisoner within my own castle. The cell air was thick, almost suffocating. The cell nearly had no room to sit or lie down, overflowing with a feeling of claustrophobia and helplessness. As the hours passed by, I couldn't help but replay the events that led me here, and all the possibilities of what I could have done differently. One being that if I had born a son, I would never be in this predicament. Henry would have never shown resentment towards me if I only had gave him a male heir, a next ruler. As I toyed with the hem of my dress, the sound of heavy footsteps and clashing metal echoed throughout the stairwell. The guards were near. My heart quickened as each step got closer. I knew that escape was impossible. The doors opened, and two guards stood side by side. A grunt came from behind them, and the guards stepped aside, and there stood Henry, with a cold look on his face. "Leave us." Their armor clashed as they walked away. "Henry, there's been a mistake." "Silence, woman." His eyes filled with anger. I no longer recognized the man I once fell in love with. "Henry, what you have against me is false. Do not interrupt me, Anne, and you will address me as Your Majesty." "Your Majesty, if I may." Before I could finish my last sentence, Henry interrupted. "You have failed to provide me a male heir, and these very rumors diminish the Tudor name. You are a disgrace to this court, to my family line." His face was turning crimson red, and his brow furrowed. "This is what I'm trying to tell you, Your Majesty. They are only rumors, and I can still give you a male heir." He shakes his head, unmoved. "The trial is already arranged." "My trial?" My voice trembles, and it is barely louder than a whisper. "Yes, in 5 days' time. Your fleeing proves your guilt." I began to grasp for anything that might appeal to reason. "Please, I beg of you, Your Majesty, one last chance, if not for me, then for our daughter. Think of Elizabeth. Are you truly going to send her mother, the mother of your daughter, to death under false accusations?" "Elizabeth shall be taken care of. There is no hope to squander this rumor. No one will believe you, a woman." Silence hung between us. My thoughts collided, yet there was nothing else to say. "Henry." As he looked away, because he could no longer look into my eyes, his expression remained the same, cold and unfeeling. "I suggest you spend what little time you have in prayer. Perhaps your prayers will bring you peace before the executioner does." As Henry turned around, terror plagued my body. The door slammed behind him, echoing the silence of my cell. Each day passed by with endless repetition. The floors remained unchanged, and the silence unbroken. The silence let my thoughts surface that noise once kept quiet, creeping in slowly until they were the only thing I could hear. The only way to mark the hours was the tray of food the guards would bring twice a day. The trays came like clockwork, once in the morning with a piece of rye, and once at night with some scraps of mutton. My days in the cell consisted of prayer, which was the only thing that silenced my head momentarily. With nothing else to fill the empty hours, I whispered the same words over and over, hoping they reached beyond my cell. The night before my trial, I could get barely any rest. Only fear consumed my mind, and wondered with possible outcomes, many which George came to my defense. Hours after breakfast had arrived, which I left untouched, I heard footsteps coming up the stairwell, except there was no clashing metal with the steps. My thoughts raced with whom it could be. Could it be Henry, George, one of my ladies, a servant coming to fetch me for my beheading? The door slowly opened. "George," I squealed, rushing to embrace him. I began to ramble before he had the chance to speak. "You have no idea how treacherous the previous days have been. Tell me you've brought a solution, or at least food. I'm famished. I've barely eaten. And in the cell, the only noise is my thoughts. I haven't spoken to anyone in days. It feels like I've been here for months. George grabs me by the shoulders and shakes me. "Anne, I'm deeply sorry, but I only have so much time before before they find someone has broken into the dungeon. However did you get here? Anne, you must stay focused. It does not matter now. What's important is that I have your necklace. He pulls the necklace out of his satchel and places it in my trembling hands. I notice it looks the same as the day he took it. I expected it to have some type of mystical aura. Whatever did you do to it? It looks no different. I imbued it. Put it on. It will save you from your fate. However so. Enough with the questions, dear sister. I will see you soon. As he turned around, my hand instinctively latched onto his arm. You're going to leave me here in my cell, in harm's way? Any moment they are going to fetch me for my trial. He stares at me with a gentle smile. Oh, Anne, you worry too much. As I said, I will see you soon. He exits my cell, leaving me in a state of confusion. His calmness did not match the urgency that laid in my heart. The only thing that I can do now is pray his plan works.